Hello and welcome to all of you in the class of MCOM Part 2 Semester 3 Management Audit under the specialization of Advanced Cost Accounting and Cost System. In our last lecture, I had covered all the concept of unit number 1, and now in our today's lecture I am going to start unit number 2. So without wasting any single minute, let's move on the study content first. So these are the study content of our today's session. I have to read one by one all of the study contents. Number 1 is Management Audit Program and number 2 is Information required for conducting management audit. Students, in our first unit, we had seen all the basic and fundamental concept of management audit. Now, in unit number 2, we are going to understand the detailed procedure of management audit. Management audit requires a review of all aspects of management. One person cannot be expert in every field of management, so there should be a team to conduct management audit. The team of auditors should include on account, on industrial engineer, an operations research specialist, a social scientist, and so on. Each member should have proper training for conducting management audit. The management auditors may not need the verification of accounts since his object is to evaluate the performance of managerial functions and not the study of accounting accuracy. The following procedure may be followed for conducting management audit. I have to read one by one all of this process. Number 1 is collection of information. Management auditor requires information for the appraisal of various managerial aspects. A questionnaire should be prepared for collecting relevant information. The question should be cover information about objectives, planning process, organizations, control systems, procedures, functional areas, etc. The question should be so framed that they provide full information about every aspect. Number 2 is examination of information. The management auditor should carefully examine the information may also be required to reach certain conclusions. The information should be carefully studied to ascertain the real position of organization. Number 3 is authentication of information. The management auditor may collect information from various persons. The information collected should be authenticated by the persons supplying it. When they get information from any source, then the persons supplying it must put their signature so to authenticate information. Number 4 is confirmation of information. The management auditor may like to confirm the information supplied by different sources. It may be counter hack from other sources, etc. It can be confirmed by putting oral or written quiz questions to certain persons. This is very important for reaching reliable conclusions. Number 5 is observations. The management auditor may observe certain activities himself. If he sees the things being done himself, then he can undertake his work in a better way. He may prepare organization chart, flow chart, etc. himself after making observations. This will give him more insight into the activities undertaken. Now, the next concept of this unit is information required for conducting management audit. There are various types of information has been required for conducting management audit. The conduct of management audit requires every type of information about the enterprise. The information about the following aspects are very essential from the point of view of management auditor. I have to read all the informations one by one. Number 1 is objectives. Under the objective components, the company's primary, secondary, and general objectives are required for conducting successful management audit. Each and every detailed information regarding to the objectives are essential from the point of view of management auditor. Next one is planning. The required information under the planning components includes: are the plans are short or long-term periods? Have the plans seen related to the objectives of the enterprise? Have the plans been expressed in quantitative or qualitative terms? How far the current targets were received? Are the plans changed if needed? What is the procedure of farming budgets? How many persons are associated with the forming budgets? Are the budgets prepared well in advance and conveyed to different levels of the management, etc.? Next one is organization. The required information under the components of organization includes: what is hierarchy in the organization? Do the person report to more than one person? What is the span of control? Is organization effective to achieve the business objectives? Are all employees properly motivated to increase their efficiency, etc.? Next one is control. The required information under the component of control includes: what type of control are used in the business? Are control related to plan, etc.? Have the control been fixed in quantity? Are the control properly conveyed and made clear to different level of management? Is there a system of rewards or punishment attached to the controls, etc.? So student, all the information regarding to the functional areas are given in this slide. I have to read one by one all of these functional areas. First of all, purchase function. The method of purchase, quantities procured, problems in procurement method, method of dealing with defaulting, suppliers information, etc. This kind of information has been required under the function of purchase. Next one is production function. Under the production function, policy schedule of production, actual quantity produced at different times of variances in the production schedule, days in production, frequency in accidents, input and output ratios, ideal time, production control procedure, etc. These types of information has been needed under the function of production. Next one is distribution and personal function. Organization of sales department, budgeted sales, actual performances, incentives offered for sales, promotional efforts, effectiveness of distribution channels, etc., as well as personal policy, methods of recruitment and training, cost of manpower development, promotional policies, performance appraisal methods, records of workers, maintain, labor welfare activities, and man hours, etc. This kind of information has been needed under the distribution and personal functions. Next one is finance and accounting function. Financial structure followed, sources of raising of funds, effectiveness of methods of raising of finances, extent of working capital needs, financial controls followed, system accounting, internal check systems followed by the management, system of costing followed by the management, effectiveness of cost of control devices, etc. The informational case as I discuss here give only broad outlines of information required. In addition, management auditor may need more information for this analysis. So student, in today's session, we have to understand the detailed process of management audit and the information required for conducting management audit. The remaining part of the unit number 2 will be continue on next lecture. Till then, thank you.